Ew! I hate this! Well, hello peoples of the internet, my name is Kevin and welcome back to another video and welcome to part 3 of me reading the Twilight Saga. And in this video, as you see from the title and the thumbnail, we are reading Eclipse. So if you haven't seen part 2 where I read New Moon and also part 1 where I read Twilight, I will link them down below in the description, and yes, you should go check those ones out first before you watch this one. Honestly, I am very excited for this one because Eclipse, that was my shit. That movie was my favorite movie out of the whole series. Like, that movie just hit so differently, in my opinion. Like, it was just so good. The whole ending sequence with like the vampires and the werewolves coming together to fight the other vampires. It was everything. And finally we get the like final big battle scene with like Victoria and stuff. I just remember loving Eclipse so much. So I'm excited to see how it's going to go down in the book. But as we have all seen from previous videos of me reading this, the action scenes in the books are never as good as in the movies. So we're going to see how this is going to play out. I feel like I'm going to end up like not liking this book because I just know, because we're following Bella's perspective and POV, like I'm pretty sure Jacob takes her away from the main fighting to save her. So like, are we even going to get to see any of the war or like the battle? Like, we're probably not going to get to see literally any of it, and I'm going to be so pissed if we don't get to see it. Before we get into all of that, I just wanted to say something really, really quick before we get into this video. I just want to thank you all so incredibly much for 16,000 subscribers. I literally cannot explain how overwhelmed I am with all of the support on this series, and I did not expect this. I really didn't expect this, and I just want to say thank you so much. I cannot believe we have 16,000 subscribers. My goal for 2020 was to hit 15k, and like it's March and we're on 16, and I can't process that. So literally, thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. It literally means the absolute world to me. And I just thank you so much. I love you all. Yeah, it just means so much to me, so thank you. I just had to say that really quick because I couldn't continue the video not addressing that, because honestly, it has overwhelmed me with the love and support everyone has given me recently. So I just wanted to thank you. And so yeah, I have my package here, and you may notice she's a little bit thick because in this video, we've got a little bit of surprise for you all. Because not only am I going to be reading Eclipse, I am also going to be reading the novella, The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. So obviously this was never a movie, so I know literally nothing that's going to be in this. So this is going to be a completely whole new perspective to me. Like, it's going to be literally just all different and new to me. But then obviously Eclipse, I've seen the movie. Let's go into this, shall we? Because every video so far I've talked about the cover. I don't know how to explain what I think this cover represents. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know what it represents, so I know I'm gonna get comments from you all saying what it represents, but I am just gonna try hesitate a guess right now. So, it's a ribbon with the loose ends. So, is Eclipse about Bella cutting her loose ends? Or because she's frail? She's a bit frailed because maybe she's frazzled by the whole system of the world and stuff that's happening. Who knows? That's my actual guess from there. And this one is, how long is it? It's definitely bigger than the first two. 628 pages. So, I have a bit of a beast to get through. We shall see how it's gonna go. Also, this is the moment I feel like my whole team Jacob might break apart because everyone keeps saying to me, I can't wait for you to change ships when you read Eclipse. So, I'm scared because I love Taylor Lautner. He's just babe. I love him so much. And like, I don't want to jump ship because I don't really stand Edward either. Like, at this point, I'm just Team Alice. So, we love that. Okay, here we go. This also just like, oh, I was gonna say, should I be concerned that my secondhand copy has literal bite marks in it? Why was, oh my god. Someone clearly was like reading Twilight. I was like, wow, I think I'm a vampire. I'm gonna bite the book. There's literal bite marks on it. Like, look, okay. You know what? I'm not going to judge. If people thought they were a vampire, they thought they were a vampire. I'm not going to crush their dreams and tell them it's not real. Like, you know, it's fine. Okay, so that was the shortest preface of the book so far. And I just looked over to the first chapter and it looks like it's going to be a diary entry into it. So that's a new format for the book. So we kind of love to see that. Okay, so the note was actually from Jacob and he was literally like, we can't be friends, Bella, not when you talk to those, and like, we just can't do this, we can't be friends. It just makes it worse when I think about you too much. And then he's like, yeah, I miss you too, a lot doesn't change anything. Ooh. So Jacob's mad because she's still with Edward and stuff, but like, so there's beef, Insert eye roll right now, like, oh my god, this is so cringy to me. Basically, Bella has just got accepted into the college in Alaska, and Charlie was asking like, oh, what's Edward gonna be doing? And then Edward just shows up at the door, and she opens the door and it goes, I wrenched the door out of my way, ridiculously eager, and there he was, my personal miracle. I don't know why, that just made me cringe so hard. And then, of course, because it's Bella, she goes back to calling Edward perfect, and his face is perfect, because she says, time had not made me immune to the perfection of his face. And clearly, time has not made Stephanie Meyer immune to calling everyone's face perfect. Okay, so I just read the first chapter, and it was actually quite long, because now I'm on page 35. But Edward's just really annoying me right now, because he's just being so territorial in regards to like seeing Jacob and stuff, because he's like talking about, oh, how you shouldn't go see Jacob because he's dangerous and stuff like that, and he just wants to protect her. Bella's like, well, Jacob actually is the reason that I'm still like sane and stuff, because when you left me in the last book, I was a mess, and like Jacob helped me throughout all of that. So she's like, I'm going to go see Jacob, like he means so much to me. And then he's just like, no werewolves, and she says, I'm not going along with that, I have to see Jacob. And then he says, then I'll have to stop you. He's annoying me. He's annoying me. So yeah, I'm gonna read chapter 2 now, which is called Evasion. But like, Edward's annoying me. Like I'm just struggling here, people, because Edward annoys me, and now Jacob, I know something's gonna happen in this book that is gonna make me not like Jacob. So like, I'm not gonna like either of the ships. I'm not gonna be team anyone. I am getting so annoyed over this fictional boy. So now he just like broke Bella's car, or took a part of her car out of the engine or something, so that she couldn't drive to go see Jacob. I need to remain calm. It's fictional. It's fine. Continue. We're moving on to chapter 3. Okay, on to chapter 4 now. So page 92, and I just want to update because basically Victoria is back now. Edward brought Bella away to Florida because he was trying to save her, since they knew that Victoria was coming back, because Alice saw a vision and stuff, and stuff went down. So we know that Victoria's back, and then also we've heard that there's like murders happening in Seattle, which, if I remember correctly, is probably the army of vampires that has been created. I know that happens in the movie, and I'm assuming that's how we're finding out in the book. Okay, so I'm on page 119, and basically Ella? That is not her name. Her name is not Ella. Bella has basically now gone to Jacob because she ended up driving really fast so that Alice couldn't catch her, because Edward's gone for a while, and obviously none of the vampires are letting her go see the werewolves. But she's with Jacob now, and Jacob's telling the whole story about how Sam became a werewolf and stuff like that. And he just dropped the bombshell that basically he's not going to age either. Like, none of the werewolves are going to age. And Bella is having a full-on tantrum about it. And I am honestly living for it because it's so relatable. I'm like, honey, I agree. Why are we getting old? I don't like this. I hate it here. Why are we getting old? So she found out that he's not aging, and she goes, you, full stop, are, full stop, not, full stop, aging, full stop. He says that like none of us are, what's wrong with you? And she's like, am I the only one who has to get old? I get older every stinking day. Damn it, what kind of world is this? Where's the justice? She's having a full-on tantrum, but honestly, I'm literally living for it because I'm like, it's so relatable. Honestly, why are we all getting old? I don't want to get old. Sometimes Bella has so many parts that's like she's so relatable and I just find her so funny because she's being in a mood. And this is one of those moments and I'm here for it. Ooh, okay, so we're finding out about imprinting, which I think is like, I want to say it's like the same thing as like someone being your mate. Like if any of you guys have read Sarah J Maas's books, basically in those books, like whenever the Fae see someone that they know is their mate, like this bond just clicks and they become mated. So I'm pretty sure imprinting is the same thing, but basically Jacob's explaining that and I actually really forget the whole process of the imprinting thing, so I really need to pay attention to this part. Okay, so I'm at the end of chapter 5 and basically Bella is getting annoyed because Jacob keep calling all of the vampires like bloodsuckers and stuff like that, and she's getting annoyed that he calls them like parasites and all of those different things. And she's just like, I don't care who's a vampire and who's a werewolf, that's irrelevant. You are Jacob and he is Edward and I am Bella and nothing else matters, okay? And then he's like, but I am a werewolf and he is a vampire, he added with obvious revulsion. And then Bella just casually goes, and I'm a Virgo. Like, why is that funny to me? I'm just picturing like the seriousness of the whole situation. I was like, I am a werewolf, Bella, and he is a vampire. And then she's just like, well, I'm a Virgo. Like, why does astrology have anything to do with the situation? Oh, anyways, I don't know. That's really funny to me. And now I'm on chapter 6. So we are flying through this book. Like, it's still the same day. I'm on page 131. We're making progress, people. Okay guys, so I'm on page 144, and as we've all realized, Edward does not like Bella going to see Jacob. And Jacob does not like Edward, so on and so forth. And so basically Edward and Bella just had this big fight about saying like, oh, it's never gonna happen again, you're not going to see him, like that was a once off, I don't have to worry about you seeing him again because it's not going to happen. Bella just like stood up for herself and she was like, no, you can't tell me what to do. I am going to see him. I'm Switzerland in this situation. You guys are werewolves, you guys are vampires, I don't care, I like both of you the way you are, whatever. And I am honestly kind of here for it. I feel a little bit empowered right now. I'm like, yes, Bella, you tell him. It's just like, when it comes to all this enemies nonsense, I'm out. I'm a neutral country. I'm Switzerland. I refuse to be affected by territorial disputes between mythical creatures. Jacob is family. You are, well, not exactly the love of my life, because I expect to love you for much longer than that. The love of my existence. I don't care who's a werewolf and who's a vampire. Like, honestly, I feel a little bit empowered right now. Like, Bella is serving. She is killing the game. Like, she is not taking any of this bullshit. We love to see it. Even though, as I've already said, me and Bella, sometimes we love each other. Sometimes I can't stand her. But you know what? In this very moment, I stan. She's great. She is just being iconic. And she's not taking the bullshit, and I'm here for it because really Edward was pissing me off, and I'm so glad that she's not taking it. And then he kind of like got pissed that she said this to him, like he was kind of like, oh, she does stand up for herself, and I'm like, yeah. And then he just had to go, well, don't be offended, but you smell like a dog. So he had to make a joke because he's so pissed that like she actually could stand up for herself. So you know what? Bella deserves rights for this small section of the book. We shall see how the rest of it pans out, and will she deserve rights then? Who knows? But as of right now, queen, iconic, we stan, we love to see it. Okay guys, so update on my reading. It's been a while since I was actually reading because I went and had dinner and stuff like that. But I just want to update you guys because I'm on page 172 now, so I've read this much. And I just got the whole chapter about Rosalie because Rosalie came into Bella, because also they have her under house arrest now. Like basically everyone has to follow her. Like Alice is following her everywhere, dropping her at school and stuff to make sure she doesn't go and see Jacob, which I cannot stand. I do not remember this in the movie. Like I genuinely forgot this whole part of like such controlling issues that I really am just not liking. But anyways, we basically got this whole story about Rosalie and as to why she doesn't really like Bella and stuff, and I just loved that chapter so much. And it basically just gave us loads of backstory about Rosalie, and now maybe I'm team Rosalie. Question mark? Like, am I team Jacob or team Edward at this point? I don't really know. Like, Jacob still currently hasn't done anything majorly to like make me hate him, but Edward I'm not a fan of right now. But Rosalie, however, I'm considering it. Like, I think I might just become team Rosalie at this point. I just love that whole backstory. I remember that's in the movie as well, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure that is. Vividly remember it, but I didn't remember like the exact details of it, and now when reading it again, I really like Rosalie, and I think she might actually be one of my favorite characters. Her and Alice like are probably my favorite characters in this, and also Jane. Let's not forget our iconic queen with her pain. We all know I still love her. Also, basically a big badass scene just like happened, which I was thriving. I was loving it because, you know, me and my Bake Up, which is my ship name for Bella and Jacob, by the way, is just thriving. Like, basically, Jacob just showed up at the school on his motorcycle. He was just like to Bella, like he screamed at Bella and he was like, "Come on, Bella, hurry!" And she literally ran across the school and just jumped on the back of the bike, and they sped out of the school and went to La Push, and now she's with Jacob because she just like broke the rules, and Alice was just like standing there like, Pikachu shocked face. That was literally Alice in that moment. I don't know why, I was just thriving because I literally love how Bella's kind of being like independent. Like, she's like, you can't tell me what to do. Like, if I want to see Jacob, I'm going to see Jacob. Like, I'm loving that. Like, we just love the like power that she has right now. The energy she is radiating. It is just unmatched. Okay, so I'm taking a break from reading Eclipse because I'm currently on an Instagram live. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you should definitely follow me on Instagram. Self-promo, you know, we love to see that. But I also just want everyone to say hello. Okay, oh, it's not focusing. Oh, focus. Okay. Say hello, everyone. Yes. So yeah, we're all having a little chit chat, you know, because we need all the positivity right now with everything that's going on in the world. Bit of a distraction, and honestly, this live has been very fun and entertaining. I love it. So yes, I don't know how much to film this because I want everyone to get their moment to say in Mom, look. You guys are really funny. Multitasking king. I truly am. We love that for me. Okay guys, so it's much later in the night, and it's actually, I think, like past midnight at this point. Yeah, it's like 20 past 1 in the morning, so we love that for me. We love reading late at night. It's a fun time. Anyways, I'm on page 274. I've actually made a lot of progress and I'm nearly halfway through, and I haven't been updating much because nothing really has been happening for me to like comment on, because basically Edward now has like came up with this like solution between him and Jacob where like he's going to deliver Bella essentially like on a platter basically to Jacob and just like, here you go, now you can have her for a while. Like, it's like a play date. Like, he's dropping Bella to Jacob for like a play date, like a parent, and he's like, I'll pick you back up at 6. I don't know, it's just weird. But like, Edward's being a bit more nice about it, and he's been understanding, and he's realizing that it was an issue for him. So we love to know that he knew he was being an ass. So we love that. We love character development, as I've said before in these vlogs. We've also found out that like loads of stuff in Bella's room went missing, so there's clearly a vampire collecting her clothes that he has her scent, so they're all on edge about that. It's coming up to graduation, which was when they all said they were going to turn her into a vampire, because that was part of like the Volturi from the last one. She had to become a vampire, and she's talking about it, and like she didn't realize how soon it was, and now she's like kind of panicking, and she's like, oh, do I want this? And I'm like, honey, you have been asking for this since book 1, and now that it's nearly happening, you're all of a sudden like, ooh, I don't know if I want this. Like, I'm not sure. And I'm like, you were literally asking for this. She's just a bit indecisive. She can't decide. She keeps on looking from left to right. Sorry, I just had to. I love that song so much. Anyways, that's besides the point. Today, right now, Bella like asked why you don't want me to become a vampire and stuff, and so he explained like blah blah blah, and she's like, oh, so you're not afraid of it happening, like you're still gonna love me if I become a vampire? And I'm like, this girl constantly needs reassurance that he loves her. Like, I'm pretty sure it's obvious he's obsessed with you. Like, he stays in your bed and watches you sleep. He doesn't like you to go see anyone else. he clearly is obsessed with you and loves you. Like, I don't know why she keeps needing this reassurance. He's basically saying that, like, oh, if you become a vampire, it's going to make stuff a lot easier. Like, I won't have to listen to your heart anymore. I won't want to always keep killing you. He points at her and he says, that's what I'm keeping. You'll always be my Bella. You'll just be a little more durable. And I'm just like thinking, because earlier on in this book, they were like in bed and like kissing and stuff and getting a bit frisky, like low-key. Like, she was like tempting him to do it. She was like, come on, let's have it. Like, let's do it. And I'm like, he will literally break you, like actually break you. So the fact he's like saying like, oh, you'll be a little bit more durable, my dirty ass is just here like, oh, so she's gonna be a little bit more durable for that dick. I can't cope with myself sometimes. Good morning, hunties. I hope we're all thriving right now. So it is the next day and the next morning, and I'm going to literally continue from where I left off and read the chapter Newborn, which is going to be talking all about Jasper. Okay, so I just read that chapter and I'm on page 310 now, so I'm exactly halfway. And I really loved that chapter. I loved getting to hear Jasper's backstory about him actually being part of like a newborn army, which is obviously what's happening here. That's what's happening in Seattle. There's a newborn army forming, and it's so interesting to hear that Jasper was part of that in like Mexico and stuff. And I really like Jasper now. He's just become like a really complex and interesting character to me, so I really like that. Rosalie and Jasper, I think we've all come to the conclusion, are now my favorite characters. I love that. Team Jasper, Team Rosalie. We stand. Guys, Jacob just told Bella that he loves her. Tea! Oh my god, okay. I need to keep going. Tea! I'm a little shook. Okay, so first of all, Jacob's kind of doing something that really bothers me, where like the male love interest, or just like one of the love interests, doesn't always have to be a male, forces what the other person thinks. He's basically told Bella that he loves her, and now he's like, you love me too, I know you do. And he's like trying to force it out of her. Like, he's telling her, oh, you do love me, I know you do. Don't say you don't, because I know you do. I really don't like that. Like, I hate when people are like, I know you like me, like I know you do. Like, no, if she loved you, she would tell you. Like, you know what I mean? I really hate when people force that kind of stuff, so that really bothers me. She's like, no, I love you like a family member. Like, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And he's like, all the more reason to fight harder now while I can. And then she's like, she's going to say no, and then he kisses her. That's not consensual. He kissed me angrily, roughly, his other hand gripping tight around the back of my neck, making escape impossible. I shoved against his chest with all my strength, but he didn't even seem to notice. His mouth was soft despite the anger, his lips molding to mine went in a warm, unfamiliar way. I grabbed at his face, trying to push it away, failing again. He seemed to notice this time though, and it agitated him. His lips forced mine open and I could feel his hot breath in my mouth. Acting on instinct, I let my hands drop to my side and shut down. I opened my eyes and didn't fight, didn't feel, just waited for him to stop. Ew, 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 no, no, no. I'm not Team Jacob anymore. No, ew, no. No. I'm not Team Jacob anymore. No, absolute trash. Absolute trash. I am Team Jasper and Team Rosalie and Team Alice. Forget the love interest. I'm not Team Edward. I'm not Team Jacob. She needs to be single. I am done. No. I can't deal with the romance. And now I understand why people said I was not going to be Team Jacob by the end of this book. That she is trying to stop and he's just forced. Oh no, I don't want to keep reading. I don't want to keep reading.
A few moments later.
Ew! I hate this! He's telling her how to feel, and I absolutely hate that. And she's like, He's like, just think about it, Bella. And she's like, no, I said stubbornly. You will tonight, and I'll be thinking about you while you're thinking about me. Oh, I don't know why, but Jacob has just seriously grossed me out so much now, and I'm literally cringing at everything. And I was like, you kissed me back. And she's like, I did not. I think I can tell the difference. Obviously you can't. That was not kissing back. That was trying to get you the hell off of me, you idiot. He laughed, a low throaty laugh, touchy, almost overly defensive, I would say. Oh, no, I can't. I'm so angry right now. Am I becoming a werewolf? Like, my anger is coming out. I am gonna turn into a werewolf right now because I'm that pissed. I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh my god, okay, so there's tension now between Edward and Jacob because obviously Edward knows about it and he's bringing Bella to Carlisle because she thinks he broke her hand. And so they're saying, like, if you ever kiss her again, I will break your jaw for her, he promised, his voice still gentle and velvet and deadly. And then Jacob says, what if she wants to? And then she laughs. And then Edward says, if that's what she wants, then I won't object. You might want to wait for her to say it rather than trust your interpretation of body language, but it's your face. Edward coming through with the facts about consent. We love to see it. Maybe Edward is getting a little bit of rights. Like, we're starting to like him a little bit, but still, I don't think I like Edward either. So I'm still team no one at this point, apart from Jasper, Rosalie, and Alice. They are the icons. We stand them. They are top tier. If I was ranking the Twilight characters, that is where they would belong. We stand them. Okay, and now Edward's like saying, oh, I'm gonna fight for her too. Like, who do you think you are, Jacob? And then Jacob's like, well, great. I wanted a bit of competition. I don't want this to be so easy. And then Edward's like, she is mine. The fact that he just said Bella is his. See, this is, I just have issues. I have issues with both of these. Okay guys, so it's been several hours later and I've read quite a lot. I have about 100 or so pages left. I'm on page 461 and I haven't been really sharing much thoughts as to what has been happening, so I apologize, but I'm really just frustrated reading this. The other two, when I was reading them, at least I was like finding it funny and like laughing and stuff, and like I had parts that I was just enjoying reading, but I'm just so frustrated when reading this. It's just really irritating me. I really can't stand Jacob or Edward. I don't know, it's just frustrating me, like really frustrating me. Basically, they all know about the newborns coming. Jasper got like the werewolves to be involved, so the werewolves are helping and stuff. We know that Seth and Leah are now werewolves too. It's also T because Leah is a girl and there's a girl werewolf now, so that's just T. They're basically like training because they need to understand how to fight the newborns because they fight in a certain way and stuff like that. So Jasper's been training them because he's a king. We stan Jasper. Honestly, the best thing about this book so far has been Jasper. Like, I love him right now, love him. And then basically that has been going on, lots of different things have just been happening, lots of little arguments and bickerments between Edward and Jacob that I'm just so over with at this point and I'm just done with it all. Edward and Bella are now alone in Edward's house and stuff like that, and they have been talking about marriage, which, yes, they've been talking about that. Basically, Bella really badly just wants to have sex with Edward. Like, that's what she wants. That's what she's craving. Girl's got a desire, and you know what? We all get those urges and desires in life. It's a natural thing. She said that she wants to do it while she's still a human, like she wants to know what it feels like and stuff like that. I understand and I respect her decision. And Edward just won't give it to her because he's like, you're breakable, I could destroy you. And I'm kind of like, ooh, that sounds good though. But at the same time, I shouldn't be thinking like that. Like, you can't be thinking, ooh, that sounds good, because he will generally break her. We have to bear in mind Bella is human and like, that's not realistic. He says that he won't do it until he's married. So he's got priorities. He doesn't want to sleep with his wife until they're married. And so Bella has then said, yes, I'll marry you if I can finally get that D. That's all she is after. Moral of the story with Eclipse. Bella is just after the D. She's like, you know what? I'll marry you if it means I'll get some D. Like, that's all she wants is some dick. the measures she is going through. We love to see it sometimes, you know? It's great. And like he just kept saying like he wanted to marry her because he wanted to make sure that she was his and nobody else could have her. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm gonna obviously keep reading and finish it. And also, where is Bree? Where is Bree? Searching for Bree Tanner. They mentioned like newborns that have died and like people in the newspaper and stuff, but Bree Tanner is nowhere to be found on this list. I'm assuming she's gonna come in at some point and stuff like that. Obviously I know that like she dies because I've seen the movie, so I know what happens to her. But yeah, waiting for her to show up, waiting for this to get interesting because I'm so bored reading this right now. So guys, it is a little bit later in the day and I am now on page 544 and I just said I would update because Riley and Victoria have now showed up at the campsite where they were, and obviously the big battle is about to happen because I know Victoria and Riley die here. So we're finally gonna get to see some action because Bella's there for this. Like we're getting to see it through her POV because she's literally there when it happens. So I'm very happy about that. I am pissed that we're not seeing the newborns fighting down at the battle site with all of the other Cullens and all the other werewolves like you see in the movie. I'm annoyed about that because also Bree is down there. Like I want to see that. The action is about to happen between Riley and Victoria and I am excited for this. I don't know why I'm finding this so funny, but right, so the whole fighting's just happening and like Riley and Seth are like having a fight and stuff. So it's just like, oh, Seth backed away to the circle, Riley had his arms out and stuff, like they're all fighting and whatever. And then it goes only a few yards away from the fight, Edward and Victoria were dancing. And for some reason, I'm just like picturing Edward and Victoria on a hill with all of the snow and stuff, just like doing like an Irish jig or something, or just like Irish dancing. I don't know why I'm picturing that, but I just can't help it. I know that it means like when they say like they were dancing, like they're dancing around each other trying not to kill each other is what they mean. But like I'm literally taking it very literal. Oh. Ooh, we're getting fancy. So it goes, not quite circling because Edward was not allowing her to position herself closer to me. She sashayed back. Honey, Shantae, you stay. Now, sashay away. We love a RuPaul reference in Twilight. Like, she's sashaying away, so like she just got eliminated, so... Oh my god, because she actually is about to get eliminated. Wow, Stephanie Meyer was way ahead of her time with the RuPaul references. Okay, so now it's saying that the dance increased in tempo between Victoria and Edward. So now they're not doing an Irish jig, they're raving. They're just having a full-on rave. Just like that, Victoria has finally sashayed away. It's been a great run. We've had a long ride with her throughout these 3 books, but you know, sadly, she just didn't get to make it to the finale. We loved her persistence and stuff, so yeah, we loved that for Victoria, but sadly it just wasn't enough and now she's gone, so. Okay, so Bree just died. I still, to this day, really wish that didn't happen. Like, I just wish Bree was allowed to like live with the Cullens. That just would have been amazing. But also at the same time, I kind of like that they killed her off because it just shows that the Volturi don't give a shit. Like, they'll do whatever they want to do, and I like that part because it makes you fear the Volturi a bit more. But like, I loved Bree. You barely even seen her in the book compared to the movie, but like, I loved her. And so I am finished. So I think my final thoughts for this are, I liked that I got to actually see the action happen in this one. Like, I got to see Victoria die, I got to see Riley die, I got to see Bree die. Like, I got to see all of that this time, which I really enjoyed, and I'm glad I got to see that because I finally got some action that I've been dying to see from the first 2 books. However, Jacob and Edward pissed me off so much in this book, and I don't think I'm team anyone at this point. Like I've said several times in this vlog, I'm team Jasper, team Rosalie, team Alice, and team Jane. Individually as people, That's who I stand. Edward is definitely the lesser of two evils. Like, Jacob is worse. Like, I really don't like Jacob. And like, Edward's a little bit, like, I prefer him, but like, I still don't like him at the same time. I don't know what I'm gonna rate this. 2 stars, because as I said, I liked getting to know the backstory of Rosalie and Jasper, which I really liked. I liked that backstory. I'm glad I got to see the action that I've been dying to see. My anger towards Jacob and everything is just too much, and it really bothered me, so I just cannot give it anything higher than 2 stars. And now it is time to read the short second life of Bree Tanner. Okay guys, so it's now nighttime and I'm in bed and stuff, and I actually have started reading the second life of Bree Tanner. I'm on page 42, so I've made a little bit of progress. But basically, I've noticed so far in this that there's going to be no chapters whatsoever in here. I think it's just going to be one full narrative about Bree and about her second life. And so far, I'm really enjoying this. And I feel like this is a book that if you are a fan of Bree and like you liked her in the movies, especially the movies, because I feel like you've seen her more in the movie of Eclipse, like you didn't really see her much in the book. But if you really liked her in the movie, I would definitely recommend reading this, because I am loving it so far. Like, I literally have no critiques at all. I have nothing even I'm laughing at. Like, I just genuinely am really enjoying it. The only thing I will say is there was a Kevin. So we love that. I feel represented in Twilight. But the Kevin in here that was the vampire who was a newborn was an ass, and he was just like, I didn't like him at all. So I was like, great, showing some bad representation for all the Kevins out there, so we love that. Bree is like in this underground cave with this guy named Diego, who's also another newborn, and they're basically just talking about like all the different myths about being a vampire, because Bree still thinks that like she can't go out in the sunlight, and Diego's showing her that you can and stuff like that. And they've just been talking about what Riley's goal is. I keep saying that Riley's getting all of these newborns for her, which obviously we know it's Victoria, and that's where I am right now. It's really interesting. Like, I actually get to see vampires killing humans. I know that sounds really messed up and stuff. I'm just enjoying reading like a vampire being a proper vampire. Like, obviously, because like the Cullens are vegetarians and stuff, so like it's fun to like see a vampire be a vampire, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm now up to page 90 of it, and I am still really enjoying it. There was something actually really interesting in this, because the Volturi, Jane, Dimitri, and all of those guys showed up and went to see Victoria and Riley, and they were basically like, oh, so what are you doing? Like, are you going to get this army to attack the Cullens, or what are you going to do? She was like, oh yeah, we're probably going to attack the Cullens at some point. And like, they're like, oh, well, you have 5 days to do it. Were the Volturi encouraging Victoria to go kill the Cullens? That's tea. Like, that is actual tea, because they want the Cullens dead. Like, the Volturi, who knew that they were such snakes? Okay guys, so it is the next day, and I just finished reading the short second life of Bree Tanner, and I absolutely loved this. I would highly recommend reading this. Like, this is probably the best of Stephanie Meyer's books I've read so far. Like, I think I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 stars. Like, I really enjoyed it. Of course, because I had that like attachment to Bree from the movie, and like the bit that we got of her in the book in Eclipse, even though she barely was there, but she was there. I had an attachment to her, so I definitely wanted to know more about her, and I just really enjoyed this. You read it so fast as well, like it just flies by. Also, the interesting thing is that there was a vampire that was part of the coven, or like the group of newborns that we didn't know about, that actually did get away, because his name was Fred, and he had the like power to like repulse people away from him, so like they were disgusted to look at him, like they just couldn't bear to look at him, so it basically made him invisible. And he ended up escaping and like running away to Vancouver because he knew Riley was lying, and so did Bree. Bree knew this as well, but Bree wanted to go get Diego because she was kind of like getting a romantic vibe towards Diego, so she wanted to go save Diego. And Fred was like, I'll wait for you in Vancouver. And now Fred is not going to be waiting for her because she's dead, and so is Diego. And so Fred is out there in the world. Who knows what has happened to Fred? Like, I'm really interested to know if we ever get to hear anything else about Fred. He's such an interesting character. Like, she could have done a whole side story of books about Fred. That would have been so interesting. But we don't get any more of Fred. We get no more of Bree because she's dead now. And yeah, But she did tell Edward about Fred, like she thought about it, so Edward knows if he was reading her mind, but alas, that's all we know. 4 out of 5 stars to this. I really enjoyed it, and that has brought me to the end of this video. I'm sure that this video is probably going to be a long one, so if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching all of this. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to read Breaking Dawn and see what's going to happen. I am interested to know if maybe Fred comes up in Breaking Dawn. I doubt it, but I have my hopes. And yeah, other than that, that is going to be it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you all next time in my next video. So goodbye, guys.